If you want to sell something, you have to build out sales systems. Something that I felt I had a similarity with Alex is we had a lot of sales experience. We had sold in person, face-to-face, I had done door-to-door, and it really helped me get good at sales. And one of the things I took from Alex, among other sales trainers, is they had a very simple, streamlined sales process. And so instead of having a 20-step sales process or 30-step and getting into all this minutiae details, you have to understand the easier you can make something to understand, the easier it will be to get your team to perform. And I've listened to some sales trainers and it drives me nuts because they'll spend an hour just talking about the opening pre-frame. And it's like, dude, I have a million other things to do. There's a million other things I can be learning. I have an hour on a phone call. Like, why are we talking so much about the pre-frame? And so I actually have a 7-step process. You can actually see it right here on my screen. I'll pull it up for you real quick. And it's really come from two of my buddies. One is Alex, one is Cole. And you can see here that there's a 7-step process. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll come down here to 5. Then that's 5 right there. Yep, 5, 6, and then 7. And the reason there's only 7 steps is that's all that's necessary to close a deal. You want to make it so that if you follow through all the steps, you're not missing anything, but you can also be efficient with your time. As you scale the business, being efficient with your time and having a sales process is absolutely vital. Now, building sales systems is super important for making sales, but it means nothing if you don't productize your expertise. So when you start out your business, you might be stuck in one-to-one coaching or one-to-one fulfillment. You're doing everything yourself. And that's totally normal. That's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with you. That's how a business starts. But once you start to scale and you start bringing on, let's say 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 clients a month, it can happen. Then what you're going to want to have is scripts, templates, SOPs, a curriculum, so that you're able to rinse and repeat the process over and over. You got to think of business like a conveyor belt. And it's not meaning that you give a shitty service, but you need to have, hey, we're going to give the same thing to every single person so we can push people through as fast as possible. Anytime you're in a business where every single customer has a different game plan, that makes it a lot more stressful. So for example, I might get different business owners who he needs to focus on ads and he needs to focus on sales and she needs to focus on fulfillment, but it's similar strategies across the board. Hopefully that makes sense. If you are doing stuff that's one-to-one and it's customized here and there, you're never going to be able to build a big business. So you need to make sure that you productize your expertise. Now, if you're going to make sales and you're going to push people through your curriculum, the way you're going to get them there is by doing long-form content. Why? It builds trust. So even my YouTube, I've been posting videos for many years. It's never been #1 on my list because I've had 100 staff. I have multiple companies. I'm trying to run businesses. I only have so much time in the day, but I'm now putting more time and effort back into it. Why? Because when I get customers, even if I'm not getting a lot of views on a video, I get 500 views, 1,000 views, 2,000 views. What I will hear is, man, dude, I really love your videos. There's so much value. There's so much content. And it may not be for the average person, but for the people I'm trying to attract, they are definitely building a lot of trust through these videos. And so you want to do a lot of long form content because your best customers, your best leads are going to come from YouTube versus any other channel. Sure, you can make a lot of sales on Instagram. Sure, you can do it on Facebook or TikTok, etc. But long form content is where trust is built. And so when you do a 2-hour video, instead of building trust in 6 months with IG Reels, you can build trust in just a week. It builds authority a lot faster because people get to know you a lot more and you can go much more in depth than you can in a 30-second reel on Instagram.